My fellow Americans, I think Trump made a big mistake in not immediately condemning those that attacked the Congress. That mistake and the stupidity of those alleged Trump supporters that attacked the Congress, if they were Trump supporters, really hurt us and is being used hypocritically by the Democrats to label all Trump supporters as extreme, violent radicals. You know we're not. 99% of us are not going to violate the law and attack the police or do anything like that. But they're going to push that false theme 24/7 to try and influence the uninformed voters of the future. But the battle for America is not over. We are losing, but the game is not over. Yes, Trump made a mistake in not immediately condemning those that attacked the Congress. But no one is perfect, nor is he. But we need him as our leader, because I don't think he is replaceable. He is one of a kind. A normal person like you or me cannot become president, because you have to be rich and or famous, or both, or be able to raise and accept countless millions and millions of dollars in political contributions, bribes, which means you won't be working for the people. And you must also be willing to give up your personal and family life to be president, and put up with all the hateful and vicious attacks and abuse they're going to throw at you, trying to make your life miserable to get you to quit. Who the hell wants to do that? I don't think we can find such a person who's also a conservative. So Trump is our man, and the Democrats have every intention of destroying and eliminating him. They're going to attempt to destroy anyone that tries to take his place. Now, let's never forget what they did to Supreme Court Justice Kavanaugh. They have no shame. They prove they're willing to make up ridiculous lies like he was involved in a gang rape. And I'll never forget how they destroyed the reputation of Sarah Palin, a woman who went from the PTA to vice presidential candidate. They hated her only because she was a conservative. They would have loved her if she'd been a Democrat. Remember the vicious attacks on Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, a black man. They would have loved him if he'd been a Democrat. And remember how they attacked Alberto Gonzales, a Hispanic attorney general, only because he dared to be a conservative. How about Herman Cain, a black man who was leading the presidential race? They hated him because he dared be a conservative. They don't care about minorities. They only use them to get and keep power. Now, they're now going to go after any Trump supporters, directly or indirectly. So you better be ready to not let yourself get intimidated. And don't let anyone take away your First Amendment right of free speech. They're now going to use all three branches of government to do the aforementioned, to ensure that they will never again lose power. They're also going to, and I want to quote Obama, they're going to fundamentally change America forever, as they never want another outsider like Trump to threaten their empire, even though it's eventually going to crash on its own, just like the Roman Empire did. Don't forget how Obama and the Democrats used the three branches of government to harass, hurt, and attack conservatives. Obama used the IRS and got away with it. And the swamp creatures like Barr and others are never going to hold Democrats accountable for any crimes that they commit. Look at Hillary, who clearly violated the law with her private server, or the lying FBI agents, or lying Comey, etc., etc. Only Republicans get prosecuted. And I must mention that they sent 29 armed FBI agents in 17 vehicles at 6 in the morning to arrest Trump friend Stone, a white-collar accused criminal. Talk about abuse of power. Double murderer O.J. Simpson was simply asked to turn himself in. But we can't wait for that day when they crumble, as socialism always does. We need more than ever before to support Trump, as he can't win this fight alone. He needs us to help him fight the current hypocritical Democratic attacks on him and on us by standing with him. But please, Trump, you must immediately and every day, very, very aggressively, say that anyone on his team of supporters cannot resort to violence and law-breaking like they do to fight the Democrats and the left. We must only beat the Democrats at the polls and never try to do it on the streets like they do. However, we must make sure that only legal legal voters are counted. It's so simple, as you cannot do anything in America or the world without a valid ID. So we must insist that you have a valid ID to vote. There's nothing wrong with that. We cannot allow the Democrats to continue to rig and abuse the voting system with ridiculous rules that allow them to cheat. I still can't believe they got away with calling us racists for simply wanting voters to have a valid ID. What American doesn't have an ID? But don't forget, they're always going to call you a racist if you don't agree with their political agenda. So who cares? In fact, more black voters voted for Republican candidates than ever before because of Trump. So their slanderous, false allegations that we're racist are not working like before. It was also a mistake for Trump to criticize Pence. I wish he hadn't done it. Pence has been a good team player. He should have asked him privately to do what he wanted and then accepted his answer. I don't know how he's going to fix that mistake in a relationship. But we need all Republican politicians to stay on our team. We can't lose anybody like conservative people like Trey Gowdy and Lindsey Graham or others. But if they're only going to be concerned about saving their own political asses, then goodbye to them and let's replace them with more conservatives. We can do it. And we must have term limits. We cannot have 20, 30, 40, 50-year politicians. But first things first, let's solve this problem. Now, Trump needs to start a new political party called the Make America Great Again Party, and to have a nightly TV show like Tucker or Hannity to push the conservative agenda and to criticize the Democratic policies and actions every night, just like they did him, and to motivate all conservatives to join our team, educate them so we can fight the left that wants to destroy the American capitalistic system that made America great. If the left pushes socialism on us, there's going to be a civil war. We don't want that, but they need to know that that's a possibility and that we must draw the line somewhere on the radical left. Now, Trump's TV show is going to have a huge, huge audience that's going to make the conservative power base billions of dollars, which is going to piss off the fake media. Yeah. But that money can be used to promote our conservative agenda, to educate and motivate all conservative Americans to join the Make America Great Again Party. We can do this on all media platforms and create our own platform to replace those like Facebook or Twitter that illegally ban us. Who cares? Now, y'all have a great day. Keep the faith and go, Trump, go.